The Lost War by Justin Lee Anderson. There were a lot of pieces of world building that I really liked about this book. In fact, the setting was probably my favorite part. There were some very interesting monsters, some interesting lore, some very interesting settings that I wish we could have spent more time in. Like, I liked the setup of it. I was interested in the world that Anderson has created. As for characters, I felt like for the most part they were pretty average. I kind of had a hard time getting invested in them, except for Samily, who I absolutely loved. I loved her the entire novel, and her storyline actually ended up being the most interesting to me. Some of the surprises that happened with her were the ones that shocked me the most, and I was just the most motivated by her storyline. I really thought he did a good job with her character and making her interesting, and so I was the most connected to her. There were a lot of things to like, but there were also some things I struggled with. The biggest thing I'll say about this is that I knew something before going into it. Now, I'm not gonna say what I knew, because I'm hoping followers of my YouTube page won't have heard this. But in the SPFBO sphere, this fact was really well known. It's like a non-spoiler spoiler, so it's akin to someone being like, oh man, you won't believe when you read the newest Stormlight Archive what happens between Kaladin and Shallan. Like, oh my gosh, you won't believe it. It totally took me by surprise. And like, that's not a spoiler, but it kind of is, because now you're expecting something. So to that similar vein is something that was told to me about The Lost War, and because of that, I guessed it very early on, and I was thinking about it the whole book, and I feel like it hurt my enjoyment of the book, which I think kind of sucks. And so I want to put that up front, because I'm wondering if I would have enjoyed the book more if that wasn't always on my mind. So there were a ton of good things about this book. I just had a hard time kind of feeling invested. It kind of felt like maybe a little boring sometimes. And so I kind of wished the thing that I knew about, instead of happening near the end of the book, I wish it had happened near the midpoint of the book. I think that would have made the pacing a little bit better. It had really good bones. There was just some execution factors that made this book not like over the top enjoyable. Overall, I see why it's so appealing. It has a really good setting. It has grim characters, grim monsters. That's, you know, pretty popular. And there were characters definitely to root for. Like, I clearly rooted for one. For me, I think it was because I knew this non-spoiler spoiler that kind of ruined the reading experience for me. And I think it could have just been streamlined a bit. So do me a favor, if you decide to read The Lost War, don't look up reviews about it, because I think if you don't know the thing, it's a lot better.